Look, it is way past my bedtime. The coffee on my desk has basically turned into cold sludge. My eyes are burning from staring at this screen for the last 6 hours. But the news out of Port Charles just absolutely refuses to stop. It never stops. So here I am, typing furiously because Thursday, March 26th is going to be one of those days that changes everything for these people. And I mean everything. You think you know how bad it is right now, but you don't. Because the fallout from this pier shooting and the law office stabbing is just spiraling out of control. It is a complete and total mess, and I am here to dump all of it right into your lap. So, buckle up. Because this is going to be a very bumpy ride. Let's start with the kids, because the kids are the ones carrying the heaviest burdens right now. Rocco Falconeri, just a teenager, and he finally tells his mom, Lulu Spencer, the whole terrifying story. He tells her how he followed Britt Westbourne down to Pier 55, how he was just spying, just trying to figure out what kind of trouble Britt was in, and then he saw it. He saw Ross Cullum, the head of the WSB, a highly trained, highly lethal federal agent, about to attack Jason Morgan, about to kill him, and Rocco didn't think, he just reacted. He picked up a gun and he shot Cullum, in the back. Just let that sink in for a second. Dante's kid, a police detective's son, shot a federal agent in the back, and now he is sitting there, shaking, telling his mother what he did. And Lulu, man, you can only imagine the sheer terror washing over Lulu right now. She is listening to her boy confess to attempted murder, or maybe actual murder, depending on how things go at the hospital. But suddenly, everything clicks for her. Suddenly, she understands exactly why Nathan West has been acting so intense, why Nathan grabbed her and swore her to absolute secrecy. Nathan told her that if she did exactly as he asked, no one would ever have to know. And Lulu realizes that Nathan isn't just being dramatic. He is orchestrating a massive, illegal police cover-up to protect her son. So Lulu does the only thing a mother can do in that situation. She grabs Rocco, she looks him dead in the eye, and she pushes him to promise that he will never, ever tell another living soul what happened on that pier. Not even his father, especially not his father, because Dante Falconeri is a cop through and through. Dante is currently down at the PCPD, throwing his weight around, handing down ultimatums, arresting people. He actually thinks Jason is the bad guy in all of this. Dante is completely, 100% clueless that his own flesh and blood pulled the trigger. And Lulu knows that if Dante finds out, he might feel obligated to arrest his own son, or at the very least, it would destroy their family. So the secret has to hold. It just has to. But keeping a secret like that is going to eat these people alive. Nathan is compromising his entire career, his badge, his morals, everything he stands for as an officer of the law. He is doing it because he cares about Lulu, and because he knows Rocco was just trying to save Jason and Britt. But Nathan is playing a very dangerous game. He is standing right in front of Dante, acting tough, playing the part of the hardened cop. He even gets tough with Jason in the interrogation room while Dante is watching. But secretly Nathan knows that Jason is making the ultimate sacrifice. Jason is taking the fall for Rocco. Because that is exactly what Jason Morgan does. He takes the hit. He protects the kids. Jason told Britt to lie. He told her to tell the cops that she saw him shoot Cullum. Even though Britt was knocked unconscious during the fray, even though she didn't see anything, Jason is feeding her a false narrative so that the cops have a neat, tidy confession. He is willing to go to prison. He is willing to be hauled off to Steinmeier, that nightmare WSB facility, just to keep Dante's kid out of a jail cell. It is incredibly noble and incredibly stupid. But that's Jason, and Britt is absolutely losing her mind over it. She is having a full-blown angry meltdown, and honestly, who can blame her? She was supposed to be escaping to Canada with Jason. They had a plan. They were going to get her Huntington's medication reverse-engineered. They were going to be safe. And now Jason is in police custody, facing charges for shooting a federal agent. Britt is terrified. She is putting her foot down. She is screaming at anyone who will listen. One way or another, I am seeing Jason. That is what she snaps in the preview clip. She is frantic. She knows the WSB could disappear him at any moment. She wants a chance to grill him. to get him alone in that interrogation room and force him to admit the truth about Rocco. She wants to know why he is throwing his life away. But time is running out, because Harrison Chase is lurking around. Chase is a good cop, but his timing is terrible. He is going to derail whatever close moment Jason and Britt manage to steal. He is probably going to be the one to walk into that room and tell them their time is up, that Jason is being transferred, and Britt is going to have to watch the man she was supposed to run away with get dragged off in handcuffs. It is just brutal. Meanwhile, let's talk about the absolute nightmare unfolding at General Hospital, because the irony here is so thick you could cut it with a scalpel. Over in Trauma 1, Lucas Jones is fighting like hell to save a gunshot victim. He is sweating. He is shouting at the nurses. He is insisting that this man is not dying on their watch. Lucas is pouring every ounce of his medical skill into keeping this guy alive. And the guy on the table is Ross Cullum, the very same man who just brutally ambushed and stabbed Lucas's boyfriend, Marco Rios, and left him to bleed out on the floor of Alexis Davis's law office. Lucas doesn't know. He has absolutely no idea. He is desperately trying to save the life of the monster who just destroyed his world. It is the kind of twisted, tragic soap opera storytelling that just punches you right in the gut. And speaking of Marco, things were looking up for a second. Isaiah Gannon and Elizabeth Baldwin managed to get Marco stabilized. They were standing around in the hospital, basically patting each other on the back, taking a breath, believing they had done the impossible and saved him from those horrific stab wounds. But come on, we all know how this works. Whenever doctors on a soap opera pat themselves on the back, somebody is about to flatline. It is the golden rule of television medicine. You never get comfortable. And sure enough, the show is gearing up for a massive fake-out. While it looks like Lucas might lose Cullum in the OR, he is probably going to save him. Cullum is going to pull through. But Marco? Marco is not going to be so lucky. Marco is going to face a massive complication. His condition is going to take a sudden, sharp turn for the worse. Isaiah is going to look at the monitors and realize it's all going wrong. "Something's not right," he tells Elizabeth, his voice tight with panic. And they're going to scramble. They're going to push meds and do chest compressions. But Marco has lost too much blood. Cullum butchered him, and Marco is going to fade away. He is going to die, which means Elizabeth is going to have to do the hardest thing in the world. She is going to have to walk out of that room, find her dear friend Lucas, who is probably exhausted from saving Cullum's life, and she is going to have to tell him that Marco is gone, that he died. That is going to break Lucas. It is going to absolutely shatter him. And Liz is going to have to be the one to hold him together. And while all this death and destruction is raining down on Port Charles, what are Jen Sidwell and Ava Jerome doing? They are flirting. Seriously. They are sitting around sipping drinks and flirting. They are talking about how they both just love a good challenge. It is so gross. It is the ultimate calm before the storm. Sidwell is acting all smug and powerful. He has been blackmailing Mayor Laura Collins. He has been pulling strings all over town. He thinks he is untouchable. But he doesn't know yet. He doesn't know that his son is lying dead on a slab at GH. He doesn't know that Marco was gutted like a fish by Cullum. When Sidwell gets that phone call, when he hears that shocking news about Marco's terrible ordeal, that calm is going to evaporate. Sidwell is going to explode. He is going to be devastated. And then he is going to turn vengeful. Because Cullum is a meticulous planner. Cullum isn't going to take the fall for Marco's murder. Cullum is framing Sonny Corinthos. He is planting evidence. He is making sure the trail leads right to the mob boss. And Sidwell is going to buy it hook, line, and sinker. Sidwell is going to vow violent, bloody revenge against Sonny. And Ava is going to be caught right in the middle of it. She is going to be terrified for Sonny, the father of her child. The fallout from this flirting session is going to be a mob war, the likes of which this town hasn't seen in years. But wait, there is more. Because we haven't even talked about Carly's house yet. Charlotte Cassadine is driving Danny Morgan over to Carly's place, and Danny is in a total panic. Danny just witnessed the most gruesome thing a kid can see. He walked into his grandmother's law office and saw Marco bleeding out on the floor. And now he knows his dad, Jason, is in massive danger with the WSB. Danny is desperate. He delivers a huge plea. He tells Carly that Valentine Cassadine is the only one who can help Jason now, and Carly is just standing there, probably furious, because she has been hiding Valentine in her attic. Valentine is a fugitive. He is supposed to be laying low. But Valentine hears Danny. Valentine comes down from the attic to listen to Danny's version of events, and now Valentine has to make a choice. He has been planning to surrender to the authorities anyway. He has been clashing with Carly about it. Carly hates the plan. She claps back at him, telling him it's not going to happen, but Valentine is stubborn. And now, with Jason in trouble and Danny begging for help, Valentine might just accelerate his timeline. But what does that mean for Charlotte? Poor Charlotte. Her dreams are just falling apart. She wanted a normal life with her dad. She wanted him to stop running, but if Valentine steps out of the shadows to help Jason, he is going to get caught, or he is going to have to flee again. Either way, Charlotte loses. Her dreams go up in smoke on Wednesday's show, and by Thursday she is going to be dealing with the harsh reality that her father is never going to be the stable parent she needs. It is heartbreaking. Just another kid in Port Charles paying the price for the sins of the adults. So let's recap this absolute disaster zone. Rocco is a secret shooter. Lulu is covering up a crime. Nathan is a dirty cop protecting a kid. Dante is arresting the wrong man. Jason is sacrificing his freedom for a teenager. Britt is having a meltdown because her escape plan is ruined. Lucas is saving the life of the man who murdered his boyfriend. Elizabeth is preparing to deliver the most devastating news possible. Marco is crashing and dying. Sidwell is flirting with Ava, completely unaware his world is about to end. Cullum is surviving to frame Sonny. Danny is begging a fugitive for help. Valentine is coming out of hiding. Carly is losing control of her attic stash. And Charlotte is getting her heart broken all over again. It is exhausting. I am exhausted just typing it all out. There are so many moving parts, so many secrets, so many lies. And it is all going to blow up in their faces. You can't keep a secret like Rocco shooting Cullum forever. Someone is going to slip. Jocelyn Jax is out there snooping around. She is going to solve the puzzle eventually. And when she realizes that Cullum framed Sonny and that Jason is taking the fall for Rocco, she is going to face a massive moral dilemma. Does she let her enemy Sonny go down for Marco's murder? Or does she expose Cullum and risk her own life? And what about Jacinda Bracken? She is out there dating Michael, dealing with the Quartermaines, judging her past as a sex worker. She is completely disconnected from this peer violence right now, but you just know her history is going to tie into the Delilah mystery eventually, because nothing in this town is an accident. Everything is connected. But for Thursday? Thursday is about the immediate trauma. It is about Britt snapping in that police station. It is about Marco taking his last breath while Isaiah and Liz watch helplessly. It is about Danny looking Valentine in the eye and begging him to save Jason. And it is about Rocco crying in his mother's arms, knowing he crossed a line he can never ever uncross. I don't know how they are going to fix this. I really don't. Jason is probably going to be sent away. Steve Burton is taking a break, so we know Jason is exiting the canvas. This is his out. He goes to a WSB black site to protect Dante's kid. It fits perfectly, but it leaves Britt all alone. It leaves Danny without a father again. It leaves Sonny to fight off Sidwell's revenge all by himself. I need to go to sleep, but my brain won't shut off, because this is the kind of soap opera drama that hooks you and drags you under. The human element here is just so raw. Lucas saving Cullum. That is the image that is going to stick with me. The sweat on his brow, the determination in his eyes, while the man who killed the love of his life breathes because of him. It is sick. It is brilliant. And it is why we keep watching. So stay tuned, because Thursday is going to hurt. A lot.